Hey Sony, I didn't realize you were in the business of making perfect cameras. But apparently you are, and it's rude. It's rude actually. I wasn't even looking or wanting a flippy screen on that thing, so why'd you put that on there?
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So let's face it, the Sony A7S III on paper, perfect in every way. The ideal camera. Almost. We'll find its flaws. This thing had a laser on my forehead from day one of its inception. It's bullshit. Sure, now that the perfect camera exists, my quest kind of seems useless, but we have new things to discover. I'm actually in the market for the perfect lawnmower, so there's lots to talk about here. The perfect mug. Honestly, on paper, this thing terrifies me on how good it could possibly be with those giant pixels designed for the perfect 4K, 10-bit 422, way too many megabits that I don't even need. 600, but you can go lower if you want for scrub mode, YouTuber scrub mode. I'll be in that one. Take this into consideration. When the Sony A7 III came out, they put in like every feature. It was pretty low cost. It was like a mic drop. It was like, look at this camera, full frame, perfect autofocus, IBIS in there. Didn't actually work, but it was like, wow, unbelievable, like holy shit. Still to this day, people are trying to catch up to that thing. So Sony had this aura of invincibility around them because they made this amazing camera. It didn't have a flippy screen, which is why I started this channel, just to complain about it. But it was like Sony, like nobody could beat them. But then for the longest time, they didn't release anything. It felt like they weren't innovating. They just released boring camera after boring camera with the same 4K 30p 8-bit. It was like, Sony lost its touch. Like, what are they even doing? I'll tell you what they were doing. They were in a cave with reptilians and Roman giants from Greenland, making the perfect camera, just innovating. Every day they were innovating and inventing things. Electricity, beams of light. This thing is stupid. Stupid good. Honestly, it feels like they just revamped every single complaint people had about the A7S II and A7 III. They changed everything. The flippy screen now flips towards us scrub YouTubers. The revamped menu system, I don't know if that's going to be better. I didn't mind the Sony menu system. People are bitches. It's better than Canon's. No, it's not. The giant pixels though, that should have more dynamic range than anything. Just such pleasing highlight dignity. I can't even imagine it. Outside for the vlogs, and they added the digital stab. We know they're IBIS. This is the one fault. They didn't improve the IBIS mechanism. That will still be unusable. But they added digital. How big is the crop? Some of us know. I don't. You know what sucks about this whole situation? I was let in to the secret Sony meetings, and I knew about this camera about a week before it was released, and I was not allowed to say anything. I was under NDA. I still don't have the camera. Where is it? I'm under NDA without any camera. It's the worst of all worlds. I couldn't talk shit about the rumors, and I didn't get to test it. What kind of deal? Why did I sign that? Why did I sign that thing? It was very amusing though, watching Sony Alpha rumors come out with their rumors. I'm like, that's not true. No, what? And then it was funny. Most of it was true though, so he has some sources. The roadkill mostly he steps on, it makes a sound. Flippy screen. But until I test it, I won't know how that digital stab works. I imagine it's gonna work pretty good. You got IBIS. If you get a lens stab as well and digital, just the kit lens basically, you're good to go for vlogs. That 20mm, 21.8, will it be smooth enough? That's like the ideal, way too much tone vlog. And then you have your choice of studio lens, the 35 1.8 or the 55 1.8, or maybe even the 85 if you dare dream. We're on like a 75-ish equiv. I like it, it's pleasing. And the autofocus on the pyramid never fails. That is smooth. Did that work? Or did I look like a foolish idiot? I don't mind that. I'll make another video about this camera once I've reviewed the reviews. People who have the camera. I'm in like NDA mode before the release, so like I know nothing. I watched a press conference and it's like, okay, I know the specs and they're fantastic. The weight, I think it's less than the Fuji, although I think there was some questionable information in that press conference, I tell you. They said the weight was 614 grams. I imagine that's without the battery or SD card. How dare you? How dare. And in the press conference, he was like, there's no crop in any mode. There's no limitations, autofocus everywhere. And then at the end, people are asking questions. It's like, is there a crop in HD 240p? He's like, yeah, there's a crop there. It's a pretty bad one. He said it was minimal, but there's a lot of misinformation there, you reptilians. Can you notice the camera's tilted? I don't notice it. It's a little, that irritates my soul. So this A7S III, you gotta think, either for the studio or vlogging, will the digital stay be good enough? If it is, you got the best dynamic range, best autofocus, auto exposure that's really smooth. A dream of it. It's 240 frames per second slow-mo with autofocus, with those giant pixels. New color science, potentially. I don't remember if S-Cinetone was in there or not, but S-Log, I'd probably shoot an S-Log. Will the autofocus handle that? I doubt it. Oh yeah, I forgot the Samsung hand autofocus. Oh, why do I do it? Don't do it. When it comes to deal-breaking flaws, are there any? If we're being honest, we have to see the digital stay. How much does that crop? Because you're no longer in full frame mode now. Although, to be fair, it doesn't really affect the tone potential. It just crops in, it ruins your super wide lens. But if you get that 20mm, or maybe even the 18mm Batis, you'd be good to go. Tamron, you're dead to me. That 20mm autofocus is loud, stupid, barely lighter than the 20mm 1.8. Get a life with your 2.8. Get out of here. Why do lav mics do this to my shirt? Stop it. Those CF Express A cards, can we only do like 240p with those cards? Because those are like, what, $800 Canadian for one card? That's a little bit of a deal breaker, maybe. Cost-wise, like, it's expensive. It's gonna be like 90,000 Canadian. I don't even want to imagine what that costs Australian. You have to sell your house and then you can film yourself living outside to make the money back while kangaroos take your food at night. So there's that. David Osler, I wish you well. I wish you well. I suppose I could sell my girly bracelet, but wow. I'm not seeing a lot of flaws to the system though. They have amazing lenses. It's just the cost. Like, is it worth it to vlog a hobo life for that much money? It's a bit much. It's a bit much. But like, looking at the Fuji, it'll have better auto exposure, better stabilization probably with the digital. Fuji's a little off. Why can't I set the focal length of this lens in here? Someone help. It'd be very similar in weight to this, but there's something about this. Something about it. I don't care how shaky it is or how much stepping the auto exposure has. You're beautiful, Fuji. Oh, the Fuji life. Wow. Samsung autofocus on full display tonight. Unbelievable. I desperately want this camera. I think I'll do a video on what I would choose, the R5, R6, or the Sony A7S III. Spoiler alert, not the Canons. No one's gonna watch the video now. I really wish it didn't have that stupid expensive EVF in there. Like, the most expensive thing, that's probably 40% of the cost is in that thing I'll never use. Vlogging, I'll use it just to give myself brain cancer. That way you won't remember how much money you just spent on this stupid EVF. All right, someone started drilling outside for gold, trying to pay for the Sony A7S III, so I'm gonna leave. What do you think? A7S III, perfect camera? I think it's damn well close. Until I get one in my hands, we won't know for sure. But it could be studio cam, and you might need two. Just to go out in the street, and then you have your one on the tripod. I'll get two. So I'm gonna leave. How did the Samsung perform today? Did it jump much on the hands? It does stuff like that. So smooth. My God. 2014 was it that this was released? I think it's better than everything I have. It's my new daily driver. All right, I'm gonna leave. Thanks for watching. Thanks for buying a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt. Subscribe for more videos.